Hey, so this video is going to be about discipline and how to create an indomitable spirit. And this is a topic that I think is important for a lot of entrepreneurs because, in our society, we live in a world that is delegated by other people, right? We go to school, we're told when to show up, we're told to sit down, to shut up, to do homework, and then we go to college, then we're told where we have to show up, what time, what to do, sit down, shut up. Then we get a job, then we're told where to go, when to show up, what to do, sit down, shut up. But when you're an entrepreneur, it's different. You make your own rules, you make your own schedule. There's no one there to tell you what to do. Now, of course, you can get a coach that can help hold you accountable, or you can have accountability buddies or things like that, and that's great. However, one of the most powerful disciplines or character traits that you can develop is discipline, self-discipline. So when you're an entrepreneur, it's hard because then all of a sudden, you've been conditioned to just have this schedule. You're just conditioned to have this plan, to have this routine, have somebody tell you what to do, and it's easy. And now you got to make your own schedule, you got to follow your own rules, and you don't have any experience doing that. So it's hard. So I get it. However, I'm going to change all of that for you today, if discipline is something that you've been struggling with. So check this out. Number one, I'm going to use the whiteboard here a bit today because why not? So the first thing that I want to look at is why. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether it has to do with your business or your personal life, why do you want to do it? Now, it's easy to think about the initial benefits. It'll help me make more money in my business. If I go to the gym, I'll feel more fit. If I write my book, it'll help me XYZ. That's great, but those are all surface reasons. I want you to drill down to the absolute core of why you want to do what you want to do. Because in the world of inspiration, the key is to understand why. Because we live in a world that's really based on motivation. Everyone's trying to figure out how to get more motivated. But motivation is a side effect of inspiration. So if you can drill down on your why far enough, then you can get inspired. And when you're inspired, you're motivated just as a side effect. When you have to try to motivate yourself, it's fleeting at best. But when you're inspired, you just have plenty of motivation. Now this is important, you see, because number two is your standards. The reason why most people don't follow through and do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it is because they have low standards. And it's not that they're not good people. It's not like they have low morals or values, but purely their standard for what they expect for themselves is low. And so it's hard to follow through. So this means you have to raise your standards. You have to raise your standards because there's going to be times when you just don't feel like it. And there will be a big difference between not feeling like it and then not taking action, and not feeling like it and then taking action. So what's the difference? Well, if you don't feel like it and take action, it's because you are staying committed to what you are inspired by, your why. That means your standards are so high that it doesn't matter how you feel, you're going to follow through with what you know you want. You're not going to let how you feel delegate what you do. Think about that. Think about how powerful that would be for when you sit down to try to write your book, or it's time to go to the gym and all those demons creep up, or the distractions or whatever that make you feel like you don't want to do it or that you don't have time, but you stay committed because that's your standard. So think about that. Raise your standards for yourself so that you expect yourself to follow through no matter how you feel. Because in the world of attraction and some of these other like passive words. I believe in expectation. What you expect is what you get. And if you expect yourself to follow through, you will. Now, number 3 is little things are big things. I don't expect you guys to be able to read any of this, by the way. I'm probably like, I should have been a doctor. But I put that up there more just for my own reference. So, little things are big things. What does this mean? Well, as an entrepreneur especially, sometimes we prioritize things in order of importance. Now, this is kind of silly because at a quantum level, everything is the same. If I say I'm going to do the dishes and I don't, and I say I'm going to do something else that's bigger or more important, and I do, symbolically, at a core level, it doesn't make a difference. There was something that I said I was going to do and I didn't follow through. Doesn't matter how big or small that it is. So this was huge for me because I started to see little things as big things. The dishes or the laundry or the whatever, the things that I thought that I could put off because I had other things that were more important that needed my attention, all of a sudden there was a shift. And I said, you know what? If I do the little things, it's going to help me do the big things. And the little things are in fact big things, because if I can't even do the little things, how can I expect myself to do the big things? Now, beyond this, what happens is, if you continuously say that you're going to do something and you don't do it, you send a direct message to your subconscious that says, when I say I want to do something, I actually don't want to do it. So your subconscious goes, okay, wait a minute. I thought that when he said he wanted to do the dishes that he really did, but his actions demonstrate something different to me. I get it now. So what that means is, in the future, when he says he wants to do something, what he's really saying is that he doesn't. So I'm going to help him, because your brain is set up to help you. I'm going to help make sure that he doesn't get what he wants, because that's what he really wants. And that's called self-sabotage. That's why we don't follow through with things, and that's why we get so angry when there's things that we really want to do and we don't follow through and we don't know why. Well, it's because our subconscious is working against us. But in the subconscious's mind, it's working for us because that's what we told it we wanted. So you have to be very careful about this. You have to see little things as big things, and you have to understand that what you consistently do is what you program. And so even the small things, when you start to follow through on those things, your subconscious goes, oh, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. I get it. I'm going to help. That's what your subconscious is built for. It's there to help you, right? Like, we don't have to think about how to breathe or having our heart beat or anything like that. Our subconscious takes care of those things. The subconscious runs the show, but the conscious mind tells the subconscious what to do. So you have to consciously follow through on these little things, and what happens is you build up this momentum. You build up this strength, and all of a sudden you can apply that personal power to the big things, because your brain can't differentiate, and so now you just have this wake of personal power behind you. And number 4 is a huge one. We live in a day and age of instant gratification. Instant everything. You want to get skinny, you want to put on weight, you want to learn the 7-figure blueprint, you want to do this, you want to do that, just click a button. And the danger with this is that it's taken away one of the most critical pieces of growth. One of the most important pieces of the equation of growth is time. Time. Think about it. You plant a seed in the ground. You till the soil, you make sure the soil is rich. You plant the seed, you cover the seed, you water the seed, and then what? You wait. You wait. And if you can't wait, if you get too impatient and you dig up the seed, what happens? You kill it. you ruin it. So time is one of the most important components to growth, and we've forgotten about it. We've neglected it. We've thought for some reason that it's not important, but it's critical. You see, in the world of instant gratification, the disciplined man is king. Because it's not about what you get, right? Like, if I could snap my fingers and give you the body or give you the money or give you the result or whatever it is that you're looking for, ultimately it's not the result that we want. It's who we become in order to produce that result. It's the patience, it's the character that we develop along the way. Because once we stand on that metaphorical podium with that gold medal around our neck, what's happened is we've created a version of ourselves that can generate, that can manifest those gold medals at will, rather than trying to instantly just have them. Right? Would you rather have a fish for a day or learn how to fish and feed yourself for a lifetime? This is why time is critical. You have to learn how to make time sexy, because time is your most valuable asset. And if you can't value it, if you can't value the long play, the long investment, then you're constantly going to be grabbing at straws. You're constantly going to be grabbing at the instant gratification, and it's going to get you nowhere because it doesn't build that character. It doesn't build the patience and the long-term vision required to truly build something great. So these are the keys that I've discovered to having immense discipline. And I invite you to try them on. Don't believe anything that I say. Just try it and see what happens. And if it works for you, then great. And if it doesn't, then great. But I'm willing to bet that if you try these things for yourself, you'll see a huge difference. I'll talk to you soon.